Okay, we really need to just get out of this slump now. Hi everyone, my name is Chloe, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Today's video is the start of a new weekly reading vlog. It is Monday, it is the 10th of October, and I have yet to finish a book this month yet again. This is exactly how I was in September. September was a slumpy month. I was really hoping I wouldn't be slumping this month, but apparently I have. I have not been feeling too well for the last couple of days, so that's one excuse. But before that, I have no reason why I haven't read. I just haven't. I started the month reading All the Feels, which is not on my TBR, Mash TBR, but I thought I would go with that because I was feeling zombie and I was just in the mood to read that, having just read Spoiler Alert, and then I've just not really picked it up. I am now past the point where the storyline overlaps with the first book, and I am enjoying it. I read a fair amount of it yesterday. I'm hoping to read a fair amount of it tonight. I've also started reading Bunny today. This was supposed to be a buddy read with like quite a lot of us, and then we've just been very bad at organising it, and I put something in the group chat and was like, so when are we actually starting this? And no one came to me with an answer, but me and Meg were definitely both reading it this month, and we're both like not reading like we should do, so we decided to just be like, okay, we're going to start it today. We split it up into chapters. I have 6 chapters to read today, and I've read 3 of them so far, so I've actually read something. I don't quite know what's happening, but I'm enjoying it. I think that's pretty much the vibe for this one. I'm intrigued by it so far. She's just been invited to the first sort of soiree with the bunnies, and I'm intrigued to see what's going on there. But yeah, that's pretty much plans for tonight, to finish Buddy Read pages of Bunny, have a chat with Meg about that, and then try and make a decent progress on All the Feels. I don't think I'll finish it tonight, but I would like to be like near enough finished it so that tomorrow I will definitely finish it. And then I don't know what I'm going to read after that. I should really move on with my TBR and read, I don't know, maybe Ballad of Never After, because I am intrigued by that one. But I also really want to read The First Die at the end before I'm going to an Adam Silvera book signing on Sunday. So we will see. If I feel like I'm like in a reading mood and I'm going to be able to read something quicker, I might go on to that. I'm also listening to the audiobook of Her Majesty's Royal Coven, but I feel like I kind of need to read alongside it because I've listened to like 10 chapters and I don't really remember too much of what's happened so far, and I think that's possibly just because I'm just listening to it. So I might just do like a power through that with the audio and physical, and then pick up First Die at the end, and then at least I'll have read 2 books off of my TBR Mash TBR with Bunny, and because Bunny's gonna be finished by the end of the week, so I'd have read 2 books with Bunny and Her Majesty's Royal Coven, so maybe I'll do that, but we will see. Right now I'm gonna go and shower and get comfy and then read a bit tonight. Okay, I would just like to publicly say that Meg is a bad influence. I'm just going to say that at the start of this clip. It is Wednesday. I don't think I updated yesterday. I have actually read though since I last spoke to you. I've continued our buddy read of Bunny. That is not why Meg is a bad influence. We will get onto that in a minute. I continued that. I am enjoying it so far, but I have no idea what the hell is happening. Like, I know what's happening. I can tell you what's happening in the story so far, but it's strange, and I don't know why anything is happening, or like I don't get it. It's very good. It's very like beautifully written as well, which is nice because I do like some flowery writing, and the writing is fun in this. But yeah, no idea what's going on or like where it's going to go from here, which I think is a good thing. To be honest, I feel like it's the sort of book where I want to be like left guessing throughout it. But on to why Meg is a bad influence. Right, so basically she went to go and see a musical. Of course it's about theatre. She went to go and see a musical yesterday in Chester, which is nearer to where she lives than where I live. It's a bit more difficult for me to get to on the train, and she did invite me to go before, but I was like, it's a little bit hard for me to get to. It's quite expensive on the train, so no, I'm going to leave it at that. New musical based on The Time Traveller's Wife, the book. It has an actor called David Hunter in it, who I really love. I saw him in Waitress quite a few times as Dr. Pomatter. I really like him. And I've been wanting to see it because I've heard good things about the show and I've heard good things about him. And but I said no because it's supposed to be having a West End transfer, and I'm like, I will just wait for it to come on the West End. It is fine. And then yesterday she sent me a message after she got out and was like, is now a bad time for me to try and convince you to drop any plans you have for this weekend and to come to Chester to see The Time Traveller's Wife? And I have no plans on Saturday. It is the last day of performances. I checked the train tickets, and basically I found a way that if I book the tickets individually rather than booking them as a trip to Chester. One, it has less changes, and two, it was cheaper by like £15, and I'm like, this is actually doable now. So on Saturday, you're going to see Meg in this vlog, and we're going to go see The Time Traveller's Wife in Chester, which I'm very happy about because I've been saying that I just want to be in a theatre again. So I'm not going to complain about it, but she is also a very bad influence. Other than that, I haven't really read any more of All the Feels, or not too much more. I think I read a little bit yesterday on Sprints, actually. So I'm into the road trip now. No, I have read, my brain is going everywhere. I have read things because the romance is starting now. That's where I've got up to. That's just beginning to happen. So yeah, I'm liking that. I was hoping to finish it today, but I didn't manage to read as much as Bunny. I didn't manage to read as much of Bunny earlier on as I thought I was going to, so that's lasted a little bit longer. And then me and Meg have been booking theatre tickets, so that's taken a little bit longer. So yeah, I might try. It's only 10 o'clock, so I've still got some time. I might try and read some more tonight, and then we will see. But yeah, Meg is a bad influence. You all need to know that. Hello. It's going to be a really quick and a really quiet update because it is 2 a.m. It's Thursday night going into Friday morning. Yes, I do still have work in the morning, but I'm working from home. I'll be fine. What did I do today? I spent the evening sitting in the living room, that's where I am at the minute, with my family, watching things on TV. We watched the National Television Awards, which for someone who doesn't watch a lot of TV really at the minute, didn't know what half of the nominees were, but it's fine. Wanted to spend some time with my parents. I also watched Drag Race UK because that is something me and my mum watch every week. So I thought I wasn't going to do too much reading. And then I wasn't tired when they both went to bed at like 11:30, so I stayed up. And it's now 2 a.m. and I've been reading. And I have like 30 pages left of All the Feels, which I may try and finish. Like, I'm going upstairs now, but I may try and finish it in bed before I sleep. If not, I'll finish it first thing tomorrow morning. I also did read my pretty read pages of Bunny. It's weird, but I'm really enjoying it. I can't really tell you thoughts about it because it will spoil everything, and it's one of those books where the less you know, the better. But yeah, I may actually finish a book today, or at least tomorrow. Well, technically today anyway now. It's exciting times. Right, I'll catch up with you guys properly tomorrow though.
I can't get up.
Lisa, say hi to the vlogs.
Hi, vlog. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am not rich. I am not going to take my, what's it called? I am not going to... I don't know what I'm saying. Wait till the luggage taking place. I die, my friends. I'm done for the evening.
Editing Chloe jumping in here with slightly crazy wet hair, saying that I did film a clip at the train station with Meg after we'd been to the theatre, and for some reason it does not save properly. There was literally like a 2-second clip of just a very bad angle of my face, so I can't remember what we said, to be honest, other than the fact that we'd been to Chester, been to see The Time Traveller's Wife. We both enjoyed it. We both very much enjoyed David Hunter. I think I said this in a later clip anyway, but yeah, we had a good time. We immediately got to Chester and found a Waterstones. It was fun. Meg did film that day, so there may be a vlog from her coming at some point where you can see the actual clips, but I did have some b-roll stuff from like before the VSS, so you should have seen that. But yeah, there is no actual talky clip of Meg, but she was there. She did say hi. Why have I suddenly remembered that I need to update this? Like, as I've just taken all my makeup off. It's great. It's Saturday, still Saturday. You will have seen I went out today. I went out with Meg. We went to the theatre, went to Chester, which is a place I've never been to before, to see The Time Traveller's Wife, which I think I mentioned earlier on in this vlog that I was going to see that. It is a new musical. It's possibly going to be like moving down towards London, hopefully at some point. It was very good. There are definitely things that like need to be worked on with it. It's new. It's just got some like things that need tweaking slightly with it, but it's got a lot of promise. I'd be excited to see it again and see what they can do with it. The cast was really, really good, particularly David Hunter as Henry. I really like David Hunter anyway. He was Dr. Palmer in Waitress, and I purposely went to see Waitress again so I could see his Palmer one last time, and I'm very happy that I was able to see him do this one. It was actually the last day of performances. The last one was the one after we went today. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. Obviously, great to hang out with Meg as well. The first thing we did when we got there was go to a bookshop, and then we went to the theatre. We were very on brand. It was fun. We also finished our Bunny read of Bunny today. We were supposed to finish it tomorrow, but we realised that the way that we'd split up the chapters meant like we'd have 2 chapters to read tomorrow. And actually yesterday, Meg accidentally read too much. Like she, for some reason, thought reading 6 chapters a day meant that on the 5th day you would need to be up to chapter 32. Which is not good maths. I didn't actually update yesterday. I was on Sprints, well, not Sprints, I was on a live show with Lisa for her birthday. So there was me, Lisa, Meg, Becca, Liv, Jem and Ash. And there were drinks involved, there were quizzes involved. It was a fun time. We did do 1 sprint, but it was not supposed to be a sprinting show, it's fine. And yeah, it was just a good time. It's Lisa's birthday tomorrow, so I need to remember to message her happy birthday actually. But yeah, I didn't like do a chatty update because I didn't have time before I like jumped onto the live show, and then afterwards I was like, I have had too much to drink to be filming a vlog clip right now, so I thought I would just film now. I did finish another book yesterday though. Was that yesterday? No, it was the day before. Did I tell you that I stayed up? I think oh yes, I remember. I think the last like proper chatty clip I'd all done was when I stayed up till like 2 AM finishing all the feels. I ended up finishing it yesterday morning. I gave it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I just did prefer Spoiler Alert, and Spoiler Alert just scraped a 5. Like on Copilot technically wasn't a 5, but I rounded up. Whereas this one, I'm going to round down to a 4 instead. Basically just the 3rd act conflict just felt a little bit too forced. And I think I do actually prefer, while I like Alex as a character, I prefer the relationship between the 2 characters in Spoiler Alert. So, still very excited for the 3rd one though, and I have ordered the Illumicrate edition to match my other ones I have, so that should be good. So that should be coming my way at some point, which is good. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to an Adam Silvera event to go and watch him talk, and then there's a signing after. I actually need to figure out which books I'm taking to get signed because I don't know what I've got signed and what I haven't. But right now I'm tired and I'm going to go to sleep. So yeah, I never actually, I keep doing this. I keep going to end the clip and then being like, oh no, I didn't say this. I don't think I actually said Bunny. I gave 5 stars. It's weird, like, I'm not going to try and give you a synopsis because I think it's better not knowing too much going in. Can you describe it as dark academia? Like, it's set at a school. It's a little bit dark, but I don't know if you'd really call it dark academia necessarily. I'm trying to like figure out what the genre is, and I don't really know. It's just weird. But like when people say they have no clue what's going on, I'm like, I can tell you like scene for scene what happened in it. Like I know what happened. It's the why things happened and sometimes like how things happened that I'm a little bit confused by. But nevertheless, I enjoyed it and I gave it 5 stars. The writing was beautiful. But yeah, I finished that while we were sat waiting to go into the theatre today because I had 2 chapters left when I got off the train. And Meg went to go and get a drink and she said, I don't know how long the queue's going to be. So I was like, well, I'll pull out my phone and continue reading on my Kindle app. And she came back and I had like 1 chapter left. I'm like, you're just going to have to sit here while I read this. She's like, that is fine, because she'd already read it on the train on the way in. So right, I am going to go now because I'm tired. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Hello, it is Sunday. I am getting ready to go to the Adam Silvera event. I'm listening to the second half of the first eye at the end. I've got like half of it left. So it's going to take me a few hours because I listen to it fast. And also I'm going to be physically reading along with it when I get on the train. So I should have it finished before I go. I do have some thoughts on it that I thought I would give you. I'm not enjoying it as much as the first one. I'm going to say that right now. Part of it may just be because I was saying this yesterday to Meg, like a lot of my love of Adam Silvera books are very much sort of the time I was reading them, particularly sort of relating to certain characters in them, things like that. So obviously depending on where I'm at the time, I may not love his new stuff quite as much. I was kind of expecting not to love it as much as the first one, but I do know kind of what it is that's stopping me from not liking it as much. It's nothing to do with like the writing style or anything like that. It's just because basically with this being a prequel, I haven't told you the synopsis, so it's the first Die at the End, so it's a prequel to They Both Die at the End. It's set in the world where Deathcast is a thing, like on the day that you're going to die, you get a phone call telling you that it's your last day. You don't know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, but it's within that sort of calendar day. This is set when that first becomes a thing, so it's literally the first day that Deathcast has ever done these calls. And one of the characters, there's two characters in this, one of the characters is the first person to get the call. So obviously at the beginning of the book you had that sort of bit of a reveal of who it's actually going to be. There is potential that one of the other characters that you're reading about could also end up dying, because not everyone signed up for this service. By the time you see it in They Both Die at the End, it's very, very widely used at this point because it's new. Not everyone actually uses it. So there's potential that something surprising could happen. But what it's felt like so far is that because we're kind of establishing this world that we already actually know a little bit about, if you've read this book, the first book that is like later on in this world, we already know a little bit about how things run. And because a lot of the things that are in place later on aren't yet built up, so like all the stuff that comes around, all the stuff that is like kind of set up for people whose last day it is. In They Both Die at the End, there are all these companies and things that offer like experiences for your last day. That is actually how the two main characters meet in that. Because none of that stuff exists yet, it feels like we've had the call and no one's quite sure what to do. So it's just been like waiting around a little bit. Like that happened at like midnight and now it's like early hours in the morning time and people just aren't quite sure what to do with the day. And it's the one of the main characters has finally sort of said to the other, like, I'm gonna make your last day great. And this, I feel like, is more the storyline I expected. Like it's more similar to what the first book was, where it is just these people on the last day and how that kind of affects them and what they're going to do with it. And I feel like that's probably where we're going from here. I'm starting to figure out probably what's going to happen, because that's the other thing, like all of these characters that we've followed in this book who get the call are generally like young people who you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be the ones that die, because there's no reason for it that you know of before like so the event happens. Like it's probably going to be an accident, but you can kind of see where it's all going to come together with that. So I'm starting to enjoy it more. I think the second half will be better. I think it's possibly just overly long. Like I know with some of Adam Silvera's other books, I'm looking at the Infinity Cycle, they needed to be a little bit longer. They needed more world building. I feel like with this, because like yes, it is like a speculative world, there is this like, it's almost like sci-fi-ish kind of element, because it's definitely like based on technology and science, but there is like there is this sort of like speculative element to it, but it is very much a world that is our own, just with that one extra twist. We don't really need too much of the world building, and I feel like it's kind of done the opposite of what he did with the Infinity Cycle and done like a little bit too much of that. Whereas with this book, I just wanted the characters. Like there's just been a big section where we've not actually seen the characters for a while. I don't feel like I know Valentino and Orion very much yet, whereas with Rufus and Mateo in the first one, like I liked them from the very beginning. So I'm just hoping we're going to get more of them now, and I'm going to learn to like them, because the stuff that because my favourite thing in Adam Silvera books a lot of times is the characters. So hopefully I'll be able to bond to these a little bit more in the near future. But right now I'm going to go back to getting ready, listening to the audiobook, because I need to have it finished by 5 o'clock. Hello, it's Sunday evening now. I've just got home and I thought I would quickly wrap up this week's vlog. I have finished listening to The First Die at the End. I've given it 4 stars. I did debate giving it higher, but I think that's more just like sentimental reasons of being very happy that there is a prequel to this book. And also I've just been to the Adam Silvera event, and hearing him talk about it has kind of made me want to reread it, because there's bits that I kind of possibly wasn't expecting that I actually think worked really well for this book, but because I wasn't expecting them necessarily. Some of the stuff I talked to you about before, about like all the stuff with like setting up Deathcast and things like that, I think because I wasn't expecting it, it felt very slow. And I don't know if on a reread that might feel better, because hearing these reasons for it and how that sort of was built into the story, and also knowing the end of it now and how that all ties together, it makes a lot more sense. And I'm like, oh no, that all needed to be there. It just felt very, very slow when I was first reading it. But yeah, so I've given it the 4 because, like I said, I was debating 5 and I was like, no, it's not a 5. I know it's not like a favourite book. It's not. I know it's not like a favourite, like all-time book. What he kind of said himself at the event was that They Both Die at the End is his favourite book he's ever written, but The First Die at the End is a better book. And I think that's sort of the thing, like, I'm more emotionally attached to They Both Die at the End, and technically The First Die at the End is a better book, but it's not on an emotional level, and we all know I rate on emotions. So yeah, it's a 4. It's a high 4, but it's a 4-star. I really enjoyed the event. I liked hearing him talk about, coming back into this world, talking a little bit about like the explosion that book has had over the last couple of years and what that's meant for like him as a writer and things like that. My favourite question of the night was one about They Both Die at the End and an electric kettle, which I'm not going to tell you more because spoilers, but basically just an idea of, could things have been different if this would have happened and it involved an electric kettle? And I was like, you know what, makes perfect sense. Anyway, I took a few more books to get signed. I wasn't sure if he'd have a limit or something to get signed, because he's had like 8 books out now. I'm like, they could start to say like that they can't do too many, because it was, but the room was quite full. There was a lot of us in there, but no, he was happy to sign as many as you took. I only took, like I said, 4, so I took The First Die at the End, which I actually already had a signed copy, but I've got it personalised now, because also he'll personalise all of them. So again, no, sometimes they have a limit. And then basically I took 1 copy of all of his other like contemporary books. He's ones that he wrote by himself anyway, so I took the special editions of More Happy Than Not and History's All You Left Me, and then I took my standard edition of They Both Die at the End, and then like I said, I already had First Die at the End as well. And that's because a lot of my other ones that I've got of his, I like pre-ordered signed copies anyway, and my original copy of History Is All You Left Me I got signed the last time I met him. Anyway, I'm on a ramble now, so let's wrap up this week, shall we? We've gone from last week reading 0 books to this week reading 3, which I'm very happy about. So I finished All the Fields, gave that one 4 stars, just didn't love it quite as much as Spoiler Alert. Finished Bunny, gave that one 5 stars. It was weird as hell, but I had a good time. And then finished First Die at the End, which again I enjoyed, but possibly not quite as much as They Both Die at the End. I keep getting those titles confused in my head. I have just gone back to reading Her Majesty's Royal Coven. If you remember that I was reading that, I had started listening to the audiobook last week. I got 10 chapters in and then did not pick it back up. I've just gone back to that, like literally just, so I will talk about that more in next week's vlog. I went to the theatre. I went with Meg to go and see Time Traveller's Wife. I had a good time with that. I am going to London next week, so that'll be fun, and spending the weekend with Becca. We're going to MusicalCon, which is a convention for all about musical theatre. I'm so excited. And then I'm going to a concert next Sunday, so I'm going to see Jordan Lutgage, who is a musical theatre actor that I adore, so I'm very happy. But that is pretty much everything for this week's vlog. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below, and I will see you guys next time with a new video. Bye.